And so that's how he makes some things look small and some things look big and stuff. Every day on set was certainly an adventure.
Can you tell us what happened to Blumby?
Oh yes, I suppose I figured this question was going to come up. Well, Blumby Noggins was a consulting producer on the first film. As many already know, he was the last known hobbit in existence. So, we wanted his perspective. But during a particularly intense day of shooting, I got distracted, and little fellow that he was, I accidentally sat on him.
That was a crazy day. We were shooting and we heard this muffled screaming coming from under Peter. And we said, "Peter, we hear screaming." Peter just kept saying, "I don't hear anything. I don't hear anything." By the time the shoot was over, it was too late.
Unfortunately, Blumby perished, and his race perished with him. A tragedy.
I mean, it clearly wasn't an accident. After it got quiet again, we all heard Peter say, "Well, that takes care of that." And he sort of dusted off his hands.
Truth be told, Blumby Noggins was a cruel hobbit, difficult to work with. He would get drunk on the set and start throwing onions at the crew. When you tried to call him out on it, he would say he could do what he wanted because he was the last hobbit. No, I did not mourn his passing.
Blumby was hired so to be able to depict hobbits as accurately as possible, but his insight was sometimes questionable. For instance, he insisted that the hobbits have goatees and 8-pack abs. That just didn't really align with our vision or, quite frankly, reality.
My first day on set, I tried shadowing Blumby to get a sense of the hobbit ways, and he took me to a casino and he just talked and talked about how much he hated me and Flipper. And then he lost all his money and took me outside and told me he was gonna kick my ass for Flipper. And I managed to get away, but I can't watch Flipper anymore.
Elijah got off easy, quite frankly. On the first week of filming, Blumby gifted Sean Bean something called a hobbit egg and told him to eat it. Sean Bean, the poor fool that he was, immediately stuffed his face, and he's never been quite the same after that.
My head hurts.
Blumby's actions were so repulsive that Peter basically directed Elijah to do the opposite at the time. But Peter's best direction was when he directed the air out of Blumby's lungs. Investigators couldn't prove any wrongdoing, of course. But the tabloids treated him so unfairly.
Steven Spielberg backed over E.T. with his car, and nobody ever talks about it. I squish one little hobbit and suddenly I'm under scrutiny. Well, they can take it up with my Oscar. A real tragedy about Blumby, though.
I don't feel well. My eyes keep closing when I don't want them to.
Peter Jackson managed to film the unfilmable. Sacrifices had to be made. I was in Flipper.
Yes, I sleep well at night. I changed what's possible in cinema. And I don't have Blumby calling in the middle of the night insisting that hobbits can do backflips. Where's the momentum coming from there?
Sean?
Am I married to Katy Perry now, or does that happen later for me?